What's good, everybody? It's your boy Rico Red. I'm your host here at We Lit, the show from the artists to the people. Brought to you every Sunday on iHeartRadio and the TuneIn app at 5:30 p.m. Now, we have a special guest with us here today. I want to introduce y'all to a very talented brother here in the South. the pencil pimp himself, Mr. Corey Rocbottom Davis. Go ahead and introduce yourself to everybody out there.
Hello, people. My name is, as you mentioned already, I am Corey Rocbottom Davis. I am a comic artist slash writer slash animation director, all around artist. I am the creator of JetBoi and Shadow Club Karma, just to name a few. And I am happy to be here on the program today.
That's what's up, y'all. Y'all already know it's Black History Month, so of course, you know, we're celebrating black business owners. We're celebrating black business, even though they only gave us 1 month out of the year. That is the shortest. It's okay because we make history every single day. And Corey Rocbottom Davis is an example. Let's get into it and let's just give the people a rundown of who JetBoi is and how he came about.
Well, JetBoi is the story of a 10-year-old young African-American male who works for a top-secret government agency that polices alien technology. Came up with the concept back in 2004, and this guy that's sitting across from me was a big part of that happening. A lot of the models for the character came from him when he was a kid about that age. Excuse me, I got Tums in my mouth.
Rona.
Yeah. You better cut that out. But anyway, take this out. But yeah, it was a concept that came up around the summer of 2004, and it was basically piggybacking off the idea of when I was a kid and I was growing up and collecting comic books. There wasn't a whole lot of representation as far as characters that looked like me at that age. And I wanted to give JetBoi to the world as that gift to all the kids out there who were looking for themselves in these stories when it comes to comic books. And what these books are to children are pretty much an escape and a getaway from the real life that is out here today. This is their, you know, this is their time off. This is their getaway.
Yeah.
So you want to create a lane for them to see themselves in those characters that, you know, that they love so much in these comic stories. And I wanted to give more kids that look like us an opportunity to see themselves in the heroes that they're reading. So, you know, hopefully I've done that for the culture, and that was the plan all along. So it looks like, you know, it's going pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's kind of discouraging when you are into something like that. First off, they automatically pick on you for being into anime, and anime just really started blowing up not too long ago. For you to be into anime or comics and stuff like that, they already pick on you, and then it's discouraging when when you're like a minority and you're looking at these comics and there's no minorities in these comics. And most of the time, if it is a minority, they're a villain. Like, there's no superhero that represents us. I mean, you know, they got Speedy Gonzalez and all these other people. But the biggest thing that happened, you know, that's happened in the black community as far as comics was Black Panther. And I think that's why Black Panther was so big and it meant so much, because we didn't have that before. You know, you look at Superman, Batman, even though I don't think Batman is a superhero. just a regular person in a costume.
Oh, we can be here all day.
Oh, we can battle on that one because that man, a superhero has superpowers. But at the same time, I would say it like this. It's kind of like a concept. When you look at him, it's kind of like, you think about it, you know, we have superheroes that's here every single day in everyday clothes. You know what I'm saying? Like firefighters, EMTs, doctors, they're heroes. But let's talk about Shadow Club Karma.
Yeah, Shadow Club Karma was my excuse to throw all those old Universal monsters together, like Dracula and the Creature from the Black Lagoon and all that stuff. And basically, it's, you know, just bringing them together, not just for the sake of bringing them together like, you know, other properties have done before, but just flipping the script and say, okay, what if they're in charge of saving the world this time? So pretty much what Shadow Club Karma is about is like Frankenstein, the Wolfman, and all those guys coming together to build an army to save the world. Which
is crazy because when you look at them, you always think that they're, you know, these are the terrors of the night. They're gonna get me, but this time they're actually saving you. I don't know how many people would actually trust it. I probably would though. When you look at it, like I probably would trust them a lot more.
I would not.
I trust them a lot more than some of our local police departments.
Well, yeah. Now you got a point there. I can't argue with that.
Yeah, because they don't discriminate.
Well,
they're
maybe
not gonna discriminate.
Well, hey, yeah. That's another thing we can be here forever talking about.
So, all right, where is JetBoi and Shadow Club Karma? Where are they at now? Where are they going? And what's coming up in the future for those two projects? I know you're working on a whole bunch of other ones, but the most talked about is JetBoi and Shadow Club Karma.
Well, we're prepping the next JetBoi book to drop in June. I'm actually working on that now, which is actually 2 books. It's a continuation of the story that's already out, and then the other one is an origin story. And we've got the collected graphic novel that's got all the issues that are out now in one big book. And they're actually in the stores now. They're actually you can find them at pretty much all the local stores, Heroes and Dragons, Scratch and Spin, Cosmic Rays. You can find it there. And the next big thing that we're doing with JetBoi is bringing JetBoi to TV. We are in talks now with Netflix and getting the package that we got for Netflix together as far as bringing JetBoi, the animated series, to television. We have Mike Sofo, shout out to Mike Sofo, by the way, who is one of the lead animators from the Gorillaz music videos. He's my co-director on the project. We've got Bobby Dredd from Villanova.
Big shout out to Bobby Dredd.
Big shout out to Big Brother Bobby. I'm butchering his name. I swear I haven't been drinking today. My big brother Bobby Dredd. Thank you so much for your contribution to the music. And we've also brought in Corey D. Williams, who is Billy D. Williams' son, to help on the music front.
The irony of that, both of your names is Corey.
Yep, and spelled with an E too, so we spelled it the right way. So yeah, so it's a lot that's coming along with that, and we got some very talented folks working on the voices, and we've got some of the best animators working on the animation, and we got a few animated clips out there on the internet now, so people to see, you know, just to give them a little taste of what's coming. And as far as Shadow Club, it's the same deal. We're putting together a package to take over to Amazon Prime, and that one's looking very good as well. The animation for that is on point. We got a killer team. Shout out to Boom Animation for helping with all of these projects, actually. And yeah, it looks like we're trying to get a couple of things done around Halloween, around that Halloween market. So yeah, that's when we're pushing Shadow Club to be done and handed over. and then the world can, you know,
do with it as you please.
Yes, exactly. the world can enjoy.
So, let me ask you this. How did you get the name Corey Rocbottom Davis? Well, we know Corey Davis, but how did you get the name Rocbottom? Where did that come from?
Oh, I was going to say, well, the Corey part came from your grandma.
Yeah.
I know where that part came from. Rock came from when I was in high school. And there was a TV show called Rock about a garbage man.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it was. I know this is before your time. So it was a sitcom about a garbage man who lived in Baltimore. And one of my buddies I was going to school with said that I looked like the dude who played him. There's an actor named Charles S. Dutton. And I guess at some point I looked like him, so the name kind of stuck. And from that point, just everybody called me Rock. So I just stuck the bottom on the end there as my pen name later on. So I was just like, yeah, I might as well, put the bottom in there because I'm from the South. It's the bottom of the map, so it all kind of comes together. So that's where that name came from. And it was my friend Rico. And Rico was out there somewhere. I see him every now and then, but shout out to Rico because that nickname became very lucrative for me. So thank you very much for planting that seed.
So where would you say that your Oh, I also wanted to ask this. Now, when it comes to your storylines with JetBoi and Lions Den, do you write all of the storylines yourself, or do you and your team actually sit down and come up with the storylines?
Well, a lot of these storylines have been around since the early 2000s. That's when I started writing. Like, the first JetBoi story was written and drawn in 2004, I believe. And so that was part of an anthology book that a buddy of mine, Mike Poole, did called Team Caliber Presents. And that's pretty much where I wrote and drew the first JetBoi story, and everything since then I've written myself. Same thing with Shadow Club. It was just actually an idea and a concept that I had that just kind of piggybacked off of what I did with JetBoi, and all of this stuff was coming off the heels of Lions Den Revolution, which was my first published work, that of my own origins, of my own creation. And that I was doing over at Underwire Magazine. Shout out to Joe Walker and all those guys over there.
He knows too many people.
Yeah. But yeah. I mean, if I bring up their stuff, I gotta shout them out. Because then I'll hear about it later.
Well, why you didn't say nothing about me? You know about me.
Joe is more laid back though. Joe. But anyway, yeah, I was doing that comic over there, and just started creating all this other stuff that just kind of came up around that same time that I was working on that main comic with Underwire, and I was, writing and drawing that as well. So I just got the itch to just, see what life is like in a creative realm outside of Lions Den, which had at that point had been my focus big time around that time. So to kind of take a break from that is where all the other stuff came from.
So, like, when you're drawing or you're coming up with a concept, anytime you do anything creative, is it like this special place that you channel? Do you have to have like a certain ritual when you do it? Because, like, for instance, I do music, and a lot of the artists I work with, some of them, they can't record music unless they smoke some weed, or unless they drink. You know what I'm saying? But everybody has their own certain ritual, or they have, like, do you have a go-to pen that you use, or a go-to pencil or something like that?
Well, I think mostly there's this one ritual that I have, and it's always a shot of whiskey.
Jameson.
Yeah, shot of Jameson. And a beer. And I have them lined up. And alongside a nice, a sparkling fizzy water of some sort, and I sit down and I do my homework and my research, because when an idea hits me, I just kind of say, okay, I'm gonna sit on this. Sometimes I write it down, sometimes I don't have to, because it just kind of sticks, and so I just take it from there. And I have those three things lined up when I begin my research. And then once the research begins, there's usually like a bowl of cereal or some type sitting there, and I just kind of go from there, and I do my homework on it. I got an extensive library of books that have to do with everything from how the government works, from like that to government conspiracies to the occult, to pretty much everything that piques my interest, entertainment wise. And I kind of look to those references, and there are like a ton of movies that I reference, and TV shows, depending on what I'm working on, or just when I look for inspiration in general. That's usually the ritual that I take part in.
So what are some things outside of work, even though I don't know if you do anything but work, but what are some things that you enjoy doing outside of work, or like some things, maybe some of your favorite TV shows that you watch, some of your favorite movies, things like that, music?
Oh man, here's a good one. What I listen to while I work is just straight up hip hop. Just
now old school hip hop, like Eric B. Rakim.
Old school or underground. Like I love Eric B. and Rakim, Run DMC, Little Brother, Pete Rock. Anything Ninth Wonder is attached to. Stone's Throw Records, their entire catalog. Rest in peace to MF Doom. I'm a big MF Doom fan. Madlib. Rest in peace to Jay Dilla. I love Jay Dilla's stuff. That stuff kind of keeps me going while I'm working. As far as TV shows, you can always find my TV at some point in the day, every day, no matter what, locked on Sanford and Son. wherever it's playing.
Or Chappelle.
Yeah, but it's more so Sanford and Son. I mean, I love Dave, but Sanford and Son. Just watching Fred Sanford. Fred Sanford is my spirit animal. So it's that, and I mean, just and a lot of my favorite movies. A lot of animated flicks. I like all the Marvel stuff. The Marvel stuff is cool. But I love like old school like animated movies, especially the ones that aren't meant for kids. Like I like Ralph Bakshi a lot. Ralph Bakshi is animator. He did Coonskin. He did Fritz the Cat. He did the original Lord of the Rings feature film was an animated film that he directed. He did a whole bunch of stuff in the 70s and 80s that I'm a huge fan of. Heavy metal is another favorite one of mine, which that movie messed me up bad when I was 9 years old. I wasn't expecting none of that from that cartoon, man. That is crazy.
You'll never expect nothing bad out of a cartoon.
They had naked women and space cocaine. I was like, man, what kind of alien cocaine these people? So I was like, I wasn't expecting none of this, but it grew on me. It's one of my favorite movies. The animation for its time was phenomenal, and it still holds up to this day. And so you can catch me like it just at any second, just having the urge to watch it, and I'll just throw it on.
Now, I know you said something about Marvel and all, right? So I gotta ask you this question. I ask a lot of people this question: DC or Marvel?
I'm more of a Marvel guy, hands down. Hands down. I mean, I got my DC favorites like Batman, Batman is
the
one
guy in the costume that doesn't have any superpowers. I'm still. How does he beat Superman? The man can shoot beams from his eyes.
Because his superpower is his intelligence. His superpower is he's smart. His superpower is he's rich. And you put all of those things.
That's an amazing superpower, being rich.
Group that up into with those detective skills, and you have the makings of someone who is a very dangerous person. And so that's why I like Batman.
Like a Navy SEAL.
Yeah, oh yeah. but to answer your question, Marvel. You know, I got my DC favorites, but Marvel overall has always been my go-to platform as far as comics go. Out of the big two, I think the stories that Marvel tells in their comics, or used to tell back when comics was still magic. And
not commercialized.
And
out there for the money now.
Like back when they had that magic to them, it was always a difference in dynamic when you came to the big two. You know, it was like Marvel knew how to have fun. Those are the kids you want to play with at recess.
Yeah.
DC had all the stuff with the kids you want to look over their shoulder when they taking the tests. And, you know, it was more mature. It was more adult oriented. Not so much adult in like it was R-rated or anything. Yeah. But the subject matter of the stories that you could find in DC Comics were a lot more mature for its time. And then when you go over to Marvel, I mean, you got Spider-Man. You got everything that looks fun, sounds fun.
I guess.
Yeah.
So what's some advice you would give to aspiring artists out there that wanna one day be in the same position as the Pencil Pimp?
I mean, just keep doing it. Keep moving forward. Keep moving forward, man. Don't let anybody stand in your way. You have an idea of what it is that you want, and the execution is everything. And just keep in mind that, you know, if you want to have an extensive career, if you want to build a career out of yourself, you know, out of what it is that you do, or if you want to just stick to being a hobbyist or whatever, you know, you just need to know what direction that you want to go in and just keep moving forward, man. I mean, it's like I said before, the greatest gift that you can give to the culture is the gift of opportunity. Mm-hmm. You know, you can... You just got to understand, as long as you make it and you build the foundation for yourself, you're building a foundation for others to give them opportunities to get, you know, have their dreams, you know, come true as well. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I would just say whatever it is that you are pushing towards, learn the business side of it.
Always.
Learn the business side of it. Learn how it works. Learn how it works for you. Learn all the pros and cons, and make sure that you weigh those pros and cons appropriately. Surround yourself with the people that have a working knowledge of whatever it is that you're trying to work towards or obtain, and just, you know, just stay sucker free. You know, you just make sure that your circle is with, you know, whether it's a big circle or a small circle. I choose to keep mine very small. Just make sure that those people that are in that very small circle are people who are worth having around, and not, you know, people that are going to derail you.
Gonna take you lower than you are now.
Yeah.
We got a game together. Well, where can they find you at? Like, where can they find your tags, where they can see some of your artwork at, for some of those that aren't here in the state of South Carolina? Okay.
Well, you can catch everything from Rocbottom Studios at www.rocbottomstudios.com. We are in the middle of rebuilding the site and the store and getting everything suited. So you go on there one day and you'll see everything and all these extravagant things, and then, you know, there might be a day for at least an hour or two where you don't see nothing. Like, there'll be, like, we're working on beefing up the product a little bit, because we have all of these animated series that we're doing now. It's a new wing that we're adding on to Rocbottom Studios. So we're rebranding and rebuilding everything that we already have now to accommodate all the new and fantastic stuff that we're doing right now. So www.rocbottomstudios.com, rock without the K, and you can go there. You can find my Instagram, my Twitter, the Facebook page, all of that.
Well, it was nice. I had a good time with you coming by today. If you guys actually want to see visuals, you can go over to my YouTube page where there is an actual visual of us in the studio with an extensive interview that's longer. But in order to get that, you have to go over to that IG, and follow that IG, which is we_lit803. That's where I will have up the tag for the YouTube page, because I can't necessarily remember the tag. But make sure y'all are tapping in with me. Like I said, follow the IG. And for any information you need, that is exactly where you will find it. All of my social media tags are right there on IG. Now, I know today is Valentine's Day, and I hope you are spending it with your significant other, even though it's a crazy time right now. So I got something special for y'all today, and it's a new single from my boy Evocal. Big shouts out to Evocal, man. He really did he really did a good job on this track, and hopefully this track, you and your significant other can enjoy this track too. Even if you're by yourself today, it's still a good track. So whenever you do see your boo, go ahead and play this track for her. Hey man, I'm gonna catch y'all again next week. As always, stay safe, stay lit.
Evocals. I wanna sex you up. Baby. Yeah. Yes, I do. Cause I'ma take my time. I'ma sex you right. Put this good in your life. I'ma take good care of you, baby. That's right. Yes, I am. Listen, baby. I'ma sex you up. I'ma touch you in different places you've never been touched before. I'ma you like you never been before. Once I put on you, you gonna want some more. Just lay it down. Lay it down. I know you want it now. I can see it in your eyes. There's no need for you to be acting shy. Foreplay is amazing, baby, yeah. And I'm trying to y'all up in it, baby, yeah. Gonna say my ain't it different, baby. On you is gonna drive your so crazy. Let's go. I'm a sexual. I'ma make sweet love to you, baby. Freaky to you, only you, baby. I'm a sexual. I'ma make sweet love to you. That's right. Freaky to you. So
It's Rico Red. We lit! Cause I'm on right now and I feel. Cause I'm on right now and I feel. Let's get this understood. Cause I'm on right now and I feel good. No mention in the hills, I'm in the hood. Cause I'm on right now and I feel. Cause I'm on right now and I feel. Let's get this understood.
Let's get this understood. I done came a long way back from the hood, doing things that these other people wish they could. Go against the grain like a piece of wood. I done reached my dreams and now it's no stopping. This where I need to be. Everything that I spit on the verse is something you wish that you see. I'm been going hard for the past years, no slowing down. I know that the pain won't hurt me, it's gonna work itself right out. Hey, I didn't even think like this back a couple years ago when I ain't have anything that I see in my vision. Now opportunity is at my grasp. The world is watching, and I'ma feed them quick. Me and PD boy in here dedicating to these hits. I'm feeling myself. I guess you can't call me cocky. Hey, this is something that they wouldn't even believe. Let's go.
Cause I'm on right now and I feel good. No mention in the hills, I'm in the hood. Cause I'm on right now and I feel. Cause I'm on right now and I feel. Let's get this understood. Cause I'm on right now and I feel good. No mention in the hills, I'm in the hood. Cause I'm on right now and I feel. Cause I'm on right now and I feel. Let's get this understood.
I'm feeling myself, I guess you just can't call me cocky. No limitations to what I can do, it ain't no stopping. Rising up to the top, that's really where I'm supposed to be. I've been living my life every single day like this was really a dream. Got women hitting up my phone every day, just trying to get up in my bed. When I hop on the stage, I see the fans scream out, "We love you, Red." I've been bossing up and down for a couple of years. This is what you supposed to do. Believe in yourself, I believe in me, so there ain't nothing I can't do. No judgment, this how I'm gonna live it out. Yeah, I've been pumping hard, and ain't no way they can work it out. No competition, I crush it all on sight. I hope you understand this when